Happy Tuesday. Thank you for joining me here. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for the beginning crafter. Tonight we are continuing on the Granny Squares quilt. So last night we finished a block from it and it is so beautiful. I love it so much. So here is the block we finished last night. So we are going to start on our second block tonight. So that is the plan. So thank you guys again for joining me. I'm going to flip you around and we'll get started on this right away. But here we go. I am super excited about this. So each one of these is going to be completely different. I'm going to just grab from the bag and we will do whatever one comes out, and that's just determining what colors go in what order. So it's these basically 5 rings that we are kind of just determining by random. We have chosen our colors beforehand, so we know that the colors should all go together, they should all work, but what colors they'll be is going to be the question mark. Now, if I pick one that is the exact same fabric, or like so close that it's practically the same, I won't, I'll probably put that one back and do it again, but in general, I want this to be kind of random in the middle. So the outside will always be this teal, but everything else should be, and the red in the middle will always be, or that pink, the pink will always be in the middle, the teal will always be on the outside, but everything else we will just grab and go. So thanks again, you guys, for joining me here tonight. I appreciate seeing you all again. All right, let's get this second block going. I think I have the general way of the block now, so this one I think should go a little faster. We'll see how many we get done this week. I hope we can get at least, I don't know, 2 or 3. I don't know, we'll see. All right, you guys, I'm gonna flip you around. Okay, here you see my stash here. So I have this in order of how I'm gonna pick. So I have like the 35-inch ones, then the 28, then what is it, like 21, 14, 7, all ready to go here. So we start out, this is just such a neat process, I think. So we're starting out with one of our teal strips. So teal is going to be the outside of all of them. And actually, we will have a sashing in there that's teal as well. Gina's asking how many blocks are there. 6 by 5. So there are 30. Is this 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no. So there's 36 total. Holy cow. So we are going to be making a lot of blocks here. I did cut enough for all the whole quilt. So we should have enough for all 36 here. Man, I don't know what I'm going to do with all these quilts that we're making. I just like making them. Some of them are good for the couch. Maybe we have like different seasons of quilts. I don't know. All right, so to start the process, we are going to get one of our outside strips. So this process is really kind of cool because it's all done with strips. So different length strips. So even though this looks kind of patchworky and put together, it is not actually made that way. It is made with these long strips. So, all right, here is our teal outside one. And then we have a 35-inch one of a different color. So here's the first random. So I'm going to close my eyes. Let's just kind of fluff these up a little bit. All right, what am I grabbing here? Ooh, okay, that's really beautiful. This was actually the color that kind of started this whole idea. This is that color of the year. So this is the Pantone color of the year. It's that classic blue. I wanted to make that the bulk of my quilt, but I actually only had a tiny bit of fabric of that color. That's why I went with the teal. But ooh, these two colors together are going to be so pretty. So, all right, all we do is sew one to the other. But before I get too far, maybe we should look over the instructions again, just because it's been a little while. All right, yeah, so we are sewing the 2 strips together, then cutting off 7 or like 6.5 to 7 inches, then cutting it into 4 pieces. Then we're sewing the next strip on, cutting another 4 pieces, sewing the next strip on, cutting another 4, and then next and another 4. The way we press them, which will be coming up, that is what last night we decided to do a little bit differently. So let's give this a go. One thing at a time here. Oh, Quilt Oz says, these colors were huge in the 80s. I think I may have had a windbreaker coat of these colors. That could quite possibly have been a thing. Oh, man. That'd be awesome if I could find that. Those got to be like classics now. All right, so I think I pretty much have my 1/4 inch figured out from last night. We did a little measuring of that. All I'm doing is a really long strip of this. Keeping busy, Sylvia, that's good. Yeah, let me know how all of you are doing. I know it's super stressful during time. Oh, Carol says, yes, I have a Nike windbreaker from the early 90s in these colors. Nice. Schnazzy. All right. Okay, and I was doing the leaders at the end of these, so let's get that out. This is my little basket of just clothes I've cut up, and this is kind of like another project I have going on while we're working on, you know, whatever other project. Oh, good, Christy, you got the sound going today. That's awesome. Good. So what I'm doing with these, again, this is just some shirts, and I think this must be a sheet or something, but I'm sewing them on either side of the diagonal, and then I will cut down the diagonal, so I'll have 2 pieces when I'm done, and I'll have a half square triangle over here, and I'll have another half square triangle over here, and then I can sew those into something. So this is almost like a magic project that's just happening as I work on other projects. And all I'm doing is when I'm done sewing something on, a lot of times you want to sew another piece of fabric so you can snip this off easily. So you're not like undoing all the thread. So you're not like pulling, you know, lifting this up and taking all your thread out and having a big long dangle of thread. Instead, you can sew it to a little piece of fabric and just snip it off, and then you're not wasting any fabric at all, or any thread, I mean. So that's called a leader. So I've been doing a leader at the beginning and end, and we're getting a whole nother project out of our leaders here versus just using a scrap piece of fabric. Okay, that is step 1. All I have to do now is cut off. I'm going to cut off like a 6.5 to 7 inch piece. It doesn't have to be perfect. The instructions say 7 inches, but really you only need 6 inches total. That'll just give you a little bit of extra here. So let's do that trim. Gotta find my cutting glove. All right, here we are. So I am just wearing this glove so I don't accidentally like cut my finger off. Like I don't want to like slice my hand like that. I don't know, that freaks me out. I'm trying to make it a habit to wear like a protective glove. And this one happens to have rubber on it, which is awesome. Noeline actually gave it to me there, and it fits perfect. I have the tiniest of hands, so this is just wonderful. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna go a hair less than 7. I was getting a little too close for comfort at the end there. Okay, there we go. So this piece I'm going to set aside. We'll actually sew another piece onto that in a moment here. Now this piece I'm going to press. All right, so now this is where we were going to decide directions to press. So in the instructions, I think it has us pressing everything away from our outer piece, which is the teal. But when we were piecing it together, all of our seams were in the same direction, which made it hard to get perfect corners. So like, for example, that is not a perfect corner right there. This one's pretty good. That one's not bad, but it's really difficult to get perfect corners when your seams are going the same direction. So we're going to adapt the instructions tonight. I think we will press, let's say whenever we have an even, we'll press away from the outer piece, but on all the odds, let's press towards. Does that sound like that would work? I think that'll be good. Oh my gosh, Bonnie says that she had 85 today here in St. Louis, so spring is coming and you mowed the grass today. Oh my God, we are not there. We did have a very, very beautiful day, though, I do have to say. It was not 85. Holy cow, that is some summertime right there. But it was pretty beautiful. And every once in a while, a little breeze would hit you. And oh, that is the best. That spring smell. It's one of the first days that it's been like that. Oh, it is wanted. It is needed. Okay, you guys, now I'm going to cut 4 pieces that are 1.5 inches. I'm going to double check, check twice, cut once sort of situation. I think they're 1.5 inches. Yes, 1.5 inches. So I'm going to trim 4 1.5 inch pieces out of this little bit right here. We look pretty well lined up. In theory, I could get a nice sharp edge here, but it's actually looking pretty good. So I'm going to use that as my edge. And then we'll just cut the 1.5 inches. And then we'll have a little bit of scrap at the end. I have a whole pile of scraps all over the place here. Ooh, we are wiggly though. Let's not be so wiggly. So the outer piece, which in my case is this teal, will be a hair bigger. I think that was a 1 3/4 inch piece versus just a 1.5 inch piece. Okay, 2. Oh, Valerie, you still smell the winter there. We had a couple nice days, but it still had that winter smell here too until like really today, honestly. Today I could smell some of that spring. It was coming. All right. 4. Okay, and then, oh, wow. All right. That didn't cut all the way. I must have one little nick out of here because I missed like one little thread. So I have one little nick in here that couldn't cut that one little thread. So it's getting to be time to change this blade. We'll work on that. Okay, we can set these aside. I'm just going to set them right there. They're actually I love those 2 colors together. All right, back to this guy. So now we are going to pick from the next lower sized bag. I believe that's the 28 inch bag. I have these all organized. So again, I'm going to close my eyes here and just randomly pick. I'm going to kind of scramble them all up. Let's see what we get here. My hands aren't really grabbing on anything. Whatever this one is, it's going to be this. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so we got this dark green here. That'll be interesting. We will have 2 dark ones right next to each other. That'll be kind of fun. Okay. See, this is already so different than the other block, because look at the other block. The other one, we had a light color and then a really dark color right away. Here we have like 2 dark colors. So this is already going to feel so different. I'm excited. This will be neat. My goal is to have, you know, this look patchworky. So to have all of these blocks look pretty different. All right, so we're always sewing onto the piece that happened before. So we're going to leave this one, our outside piece. We're never going to sew onto that. We're always sewing onto the piece that we're grabbing like randomly out of the bag here. So, all right, let's sew this green guy. This is actually the Kona fabric by Robert Kaufman. This is the Kona, or very close to the Kona color of the year. It's a hair darker, but here we have both colors of the year. This is the Pantone color of the year, that classic blue, and this is pretty close to the Kona color of the year, which I think is emerald green, is what I think they've named it. So we got both of the representations of this quilt right next to each other. And that's where we began here. So in the first video of this block, we spent a lot of time picking colors. And we looked at a Pinterest, like I looked on Pinterest for things that were this color, and we chose the fabrics based on like my favorite photo from our Pinterest search. So we kind of talked about like if you have a color scheme that you like or aren't sure where to start, that was kind of the video where we kind of got some data of how we could pick our fabrics. So if you like the fabrics we picked, it was by design for this. So be sure to check out the first video of this if you're wondering how to pick fabrics or need any tips on that, because that whole first video was us choosing these fabrics. All right, I'm just sewing until I am not lined up anymore. Then I'm lining things up. When it starts getting off again, I line it up again. Okay, and again, we can get our leader in. Let's snip it off from the front. I'm sewing on both sides of this diagonal, so let's get this guy back here. This is to help us take it off the machine. All right, so we have our 3 fabrics sewn now, so we just need to cut off that next 7 inches, and then we will press and trim again. And that's kind of a representation of this process. We are sewing on the next shortest strip and then chopping off another 7 inches or so. I'm not ironing anything while it's in the strip mode. I'm not doing that until it's in pieces. So that's why there's a range between 6 and 7 inches, really. It's just in case we mess it up here, since we're not pressing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so if I get it right about here, we should be good. And I mean, you know, I'm not cutting it perfect, but again, we will be trimming this so it's just the right size. All right, this I set aside. We're waiting for the next strip for this. All right, let's press. I'm gonna get this right here. All right, so the last one we pressed away from our outer piece. This one I'm gonna press towards. So this is different than the instructions, but after last night, we thought that this would maybe make it a little bit easier when we sew things together later. I don't know. It's the test. We are testing if this is going to work better for us. So every strip, we're going to sew in the opposite direction from the one before. Wow, those are pretty. Those are 3 pretty colors. All right. Uh-oh. They're all stuck to the back. Well, that didn't work. I will just stack these up and have them sitting on the wayside, I suppose. All right. There we are. All right. This time, well, this does look very good and straight here still. Let's just, yeah, we're really straight there yet. So I'm going to just turn it around and we will cut our 1.5-inch strips. I am starting out by lining both edges along the line on the my cutting board here. And then I'm using my ruler as a guide. Oh, whew, almost forgot my glove. Oh, your instructions say press away then towards. Oh, interesting, Lucy. Okay. Huh. So maybe I might have just done it wrong the first time. Maybe I just didn't read it close enough. That could be. That could very well be. Well, good. I'm glad we're doing it right now. All right. 3. Oh, this is going to be so different than the other one. Okay, there we go. Scrap. Just to get a little preview so far, our block is going to be, like, here's going to be our little diagonal, and then we'll have another, like, little blue piece right here. So this is the start of our block. Okay, let's get all these together. I think I'll put these above so they're out of our way. Okay, next strip. All right, we're down to our 21-inch strip. Oh, Christy, I'm excited to see your progress on that. Christy's doing a Liechtenstein portrait all out of French knots, which sound like that's just crazy amazing. All right, I'm trying to be random here again, so I'm just trying to fluff it up. Okay, whatever this one is. Oh, it's like more blue. You know what? I think I'm going to re-choose just because I just had this blue. All right, I know I said I wasn't going to do that, but if it was going to be so close, I was going to re-choose. So, all right. I want at least different fabrics in the blocks. Oh, I'm picking it again. Let's go with here. Oh, I still have 2, don't I? Oh, yeah, I do, but they're the same. Okay, we're going to do this crazy zebra. Oh, this is going to be such a dark block compared to the other one. Oh, it's going to be pretty, though. Look. Oh, it's going to be so pretty. All right, so let's sew this on. Oh, what's John fixing for supper? I hear him. Yep. Bonnie, he left now, but he made a pizza. So pizza. Frozen pizza was on our naughty list when we went to the grocery store. So we've actually been having an absurd amount of frozen pizza. We really went all out on the stuff that we don't hardly ever eat. So jelly beans are gone. M&Ms are gone. Pretzels are halfway gone. Chips are gone. And we've gone through like maybe 3 or 4 frozen pizzas. So tonight is more frozen pizza. It's just horrible. We did have a salad for lunch, though, and that actually got us through the rest of the day, so that's good. But man, you guys, we feel such a difference when we do eat the good food, like when we have the salad and all that. I mean, you can feel it in your blood, I feel like, and then we have the rest of the day is usually pretty good. But the body wants all the junk food still. So we're eating it up, I guess. I feel like it's okay. Barbara says, isn't it amazing how fast the fun food is gone? Yeah, we're getting through it real quick here, that's for sure. our groceries, we ordered groceries online, and those are supposed to come in on Thursday. So Thursday is our first order of pickup groceries. So we'll go to the grocery store and just go into like the delivery line. So that'll be new for us. But we ordered last week. So we ordered like last week Wednesday. So it does take right now over a week to get it. So if you're thinking of doing delivery, don't think you can get it like the next day. So just keep that in mind. So if you're thinking about groceries in a week, I would start looking now and place your order. And I've heard that from places from like all over the US, people having to do it that way. Oh, you just ate, Kathy just ate caramel-filled M&Ms. I have not had those yet, but they sound up my alley, that's for sure. Oh, caramel and chocolate. That is a good combo. All right, this guy's done. All right, another 7 inches here. Let's trim. All right, let's just I'm just flattening it out as best I can. The nice thing is that we don't have to press this every single time. That's kind of a nice little deal with this project. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, I'm just gonna kind of cut it a little short because we don't need all that much. We really only need the 6 inches. And I'm scared that I'm not gonna have enough. Ha! Amy, we did order more. Oh no, we didn't order more Skittles. The Skittles was a bonus because we couldn't find the jelly beans to start out, so I put Skittles in the cart instead. But then I found jelly beans at the end of our grocery trip. So no Skittles in this batch coming from the grocery store, but more jelly beans, and I think I did get 2 jelly beans. Can't just get 1 bag of those. Sheesh. All right, so I'm going to press away again. Last time we pressed towards our outer piece. So this one we're going away. I am loving the process of this quilt. Really the only thing that was a huge pain was the cutting. We spent so much time cutting. This right side is so close to the wrong side. I just wanted to check that I did it correctly. And yes, this is the right side. But now that we have all the cutting done, man, this is great. I'm loving all of this part of it. Okay. Now we cut our 1.5 inch pieces. And again, I think this is pretty good. We could, you know what? That could be a little bit more square. So let's line it on one of our ruler lines here, and we'll just trim off a hair because it kind of wiggles up a little bit. We want this as square as we can get it. And we do have extra. There. Now we have a nice straight line. All right, now I'm going to just rotate it around. And now we'll cut our 1.5 inches. This one's a little wobbly down here, but I think we'll be okay. Okay, 1.5. I think this is going much speedier than our first time, so that's good. Kind of just getting into the groove of all of this. The first time I think we started, we had some cutting to do yet when we were going, so at least we're done with all that. Ugh, hope I'm not getting a little crooked here. If I am, oh well. We'll survive. All right, 4 pieces. And again, just because I'm curious, let's take a peek at what our block might be looking like. There, and then it'll have a little teal at the bottom here. Wow, look how dark it is. It's such a different block. it'll be neat to see these two next to each other. Our first one and our second one. All right. Next up, we still got strips to sew to this guy. So I'm always sewing on the side that's nice and even, and I'm sewing and sewing and sewing, and you know, at the end they're not all ending up being perfect, so I'm just letting that be. I'm always starting on the side that is kind of lined up. Oh, Christy, it's very oceany, isn't it? All right, let's grab 14 inch. Okay, 21, 14, that makes sense. So 14 inch, and then the 7, and then we're about done. All right, mixing it up again. What is... Oh, I captured one. Ooh! Okay, so we got another little green one in here. Oh, that's fun. All right. All right. Okay, so the fun thing about this block too, just kind of picking random, again, we chose our colors beforehand. So we had some sort of hope, at least, that the colors would all work together. And that's what makes being a little bit random not so scary later, because we did pick our colors. They should go together. So whatever we do, it should look okay. But wow, I would never have chosen these colors all in a row. So it's kind of neat that choice is made for me by, you know, picking randomly. It's just kind of a fun process. I'm liking it so far. I didn't really press these strips very well, or at all. So we'll see how this all ends up. Wow, see here I don't have that much, I mean, like, that's a big difference here, so that's why I'm only doing like 6.5 inch cuts, because I'm nervous about not having enough. All right, let's get another leader out of here. Oh, Dawn! Congrats on the move. That sounds like a big job. Oop, get in there. All right, let's cut off the next 7 inches. Oh wow, so you sold your home and all of this. Wow, that had to be a trip, huh? All right, let's trim off this. I mean, doing anything major in this time has just got to feel surreal, I would think. Wow, this is such a different color combination. All right, I'm gonna cut that, 6.5 to 7 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, why don't we just trim it about right here? I think we have that 7 inches or so. I only need one more chunk of it. Oh, Sally, very important question. Sally's asking Dawn, will you still be able to sew? Major question, important questions. Get those out of the way. Okay, so let's see. I think, what did we do? Last time we pressed away from our teal piece. So this time we will press towards. So I'm gonna flip it upside down like this. I'm just kind of pulling a little bit just so that everything is laying flat. I'm not really stretching the fabric. There we go. Looking good. Let's get the front. Oh, you have a mini, Dawn says she has a mini storage, but did bring the granny square quilt to work on. Nice. You're going to need a nice quilt for the new home there. All right, there we are. Okay, let's see how straight we are here. Yeah, you know what? Let's give it a trim. Might as well. Let's give it a little trim, and then we will flip it and cut our 1.5 inches. There we are. Oh, how do I all of a sudden have 2 rotary cutters here? All right, don't know how that worked. Hanging one back up. One snuck up on me there. That was weird. Okay. 1.5 inches. Gotta remind myself each time. Alright. Little squirrels in there. Oh, you finished one block before you packed. That's good motivation. Getting that first block done, and then you want to work on it more. All right, I'm not going to even peek this time at what this is going to look like. Let's just pick our next fabric, and then we're ready to sew these together already. Oh, this is going so much faster than the first block. I'm excited for sure. Gosh, we might almost get this one laid out at least. All right, so I'm on my last piece. This is our 7-inch piece. We're going down by 7s here. All right, let's shimmy this around again. Oh, well, I can't. All right, I'm not going to put the same piece on, so let's do that again. Well, what's this one? Eyes are still closed. Okay, that one we just did too. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, whatever this one is, it's gonna be this one. Oh, I think I've. Oh, okay, there we go. I have 2 here. All right. All right, well, there's a lighter color. That's a lighter color in there. That'll be kind of fun. All right. I like it. Okay, so let's flip this one on. So we have like a lot of darks and then a light one at the end there. Mine are not lining up either, and it might just be they weren't cut at, the perfect length, or we might have cut this row at the 6 inches and this one at the 7 inches, or, it might just be okay. But the thing is, we're going to end up with like this much extra. So don't worry about that. Just worry about sewing them at the beginning kind of the same. The rest won't really matter. All right, is this guy done? Nope, he has one more to go. There's a lot of extra given in this design, so that's kind of a nice benefit to this pattern. Let's get the stiletto in here. All right. Gosh, that's that. We can actually start assembling this. Wow, that was fast today. That's great. Okay, let's press this. So we went away from the fabric, away from our outer piece last round. So this round we have to go towards. Oh, you know what? I didn't cut that 7 inches. But I think this is our last piece, so who cares? I'm going to press this, and then I'll just cut my 1.5 inch bits off, and then we'll leave whatever's left over. Why bother cutting it beforehand? Let's just do it like this. All right, we're cutting... Was it away? I think so. Yep, so these are towards that outer piece. The outer piece for us is that teal. So this one we want to go away. We'll go this direction. We're trying to be going opposite directions each time, so that later our seams will nest together really well. I'll show you that coming up here, but that should make all of our little points match up really well. Oh, that's interesting, Linda. Yeah, you totally could use 1.5 inch pre-cuts, couldn't you? Is that a common pre-cut? I'm not sure. It might be. All right. Oh, we're gonna get a glimpse of what this is gonna look like soon. All right, let's trim this. Not perfectly straight, so let's trim this, and then we'll cut our four little bits here. So 4 chunks, just like how we were doing before. 4 strips. Isn't this fun though? It looks patchworky, like we used a ton of tiny little different squares, but it's just done with these strips. I think it's just kind of a little magical. All right, 4 1.5 inch cuts again. Oh, it's called a honey bun when it's a 1.5 inch cut. They have the funniest names. Pre-cuts. So what we're talking about is a lot of times a fabric store or fabric companies, people who produce fabric, they will sell fabric that is pre-cut into like all different, like different squares and rectangles and strips. And designers oftentimes design patterns based on those sizes. So it's like a nice little symbiotic relationship between customer and buyer and manufacturer to make these cuts of fabric so it's easy. So customers don't have to end up cutting all the fabric to size themselves. So they're called pre-cuts. So like a fat quarter would be actually like a yard. If you cut a yard of fabric off the bolt, that's like a pre-cut. So buying a bunch of yards together would be a yard pre-cut. But there's like 5-inch squares you can buy, like a whole stack of 5-inch squares. You can buy a whole stack of 10-inch squares. That's pretty common. And they all have just like the cutesiest little names. It's kind of fun. Okay. So these ones are going to end up being our middle pieces later. So now, if I'm remembering from last night, we need one of each of these. So these are just our just squares. Ooh, where'd those come from? All right, so these ones I'm actually going to put to the side for a moment. Now we need all these guys back. So we are going to start sewing these groupings together, and these go, we get our square, then we have this piece, we just go up the row here. So let's start over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're starting to get our shape, and the teal, our outermost color, is always going to be at the top here. So we're going to sew this grouping together like this. And then later we'll sew the last piece on. So ultimately this is going to be kind of the look of our piece. So right now I got to make the 4 different settings of that. So we need 4 of those. So let's do the next one. I'll just do it right underneath here. One, 2, here's our 3-piece. I'd like to get these started tonight at least. It'd be great if we could get these all sewn. 4, 5. All right, let's get one more down the row here. Oh, I need to get another square. Okay, 1. All right, we need a second bobby here. Now I got them all mixed up. Where'd my 3s go? Well, here's our 4. Oh, goodness. Oh, here they are. Silly. All right, 3, 4, 5, and then we have one more. And I'm just going to set it over the side here. We'll do that 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then I need the one more here. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna sew each of these groupings together. You can kind of see we have all 4. Those are all going to go up in rows. That's going to kerchunk together. It is ultimately going to end up looking like this. So if we just take one of these like triangle pieces like that, you can kind of see our row from like the 1 all the way up. That's kind of what this is going to look like. So I'm going to grab from the first column of each. I'm going to sew 1 right after each other. Then I'm going to add column 3 to all of them, then column 4, and then column 5, and then we will be all done. So we are chain piecing these where we're sewing the same section of each all right after each other. So all right, let's go down to the machine. And this chain piecing where you sew them all one after each other, that really, really, really speeds up this process. So all right, let's put those right sides together. And there we go. Let's start. And now all the pieces are a different length. So I'm going to actually just keep sewing right along the edge here. That's all going to be cut off later. Oh, Catherine, are you far enough along that you're quilting this? So ultimately, we're kind of making a diamond-shaped block, and we will be rotating it so it ends up being square. And that means all of our pieces will be kind of rotated on an angle. And sometimes on an angle, it can be a little bit more stretchy. Oh, Catherine, it is hard to quilt. I thought you said it is hard to quilt. You said it is hard to quit. Yes, I know, because I just want to see what this block is going to look like, because I am doing all these colors random. I do want to see what it looks like. Oh, okay, goodness. Machine ate my piece a little bit there. That was interesting. All right, let's see how we do on this one. Luckily, I think it's in a spot that it's not going to matter much. I'm using this machine from the 1938. I'm still learning it a bit. Yeah, look, it kind of munched on the fabric a little bit here, but I think we're going to be okay because that's actually ultimately going to be cut off. Oh, Catherine said that she put her first block up on the Penguin and Fish Crafters group on Facebook. I will check that out for sure. If you guys want to share your progress on this, I'd love to see it over in the Penguin and Fish Crafters Facebook group for sure. Ugh, they're all looking so freaking beautiful. All right, I did the first column, so I'm just going to cut the first 3. So here's what we got so far. All right. And I'm not going to press or anything yet. I'm going to just grab the next column. So there we are. And I'm going to fold that together, right sides together. And now I am going to try. Now, see, my seams are going in different directions there because we pressed them in opposite directions. So I should be able to feel those folds should just hit each other. You can actually physically feel that it doesn't want to move any farther because those folds are together. That's what I want. That's what's going to give us a good, nice, clean corner. And actually, you can put a little clip there if you want. Maybe I'll do that throughout this process. We'll have a little nicer block than last time. Our first block was kind of, our points didn't match up all that well. All right, so I'm going to just grab my next piece here. And actually, let's clip the last one off now. There we go. So we got another one like that. So I'm going to grab the next column. Remember, I got to just make sure that all these teals are on the outside. So get those together. Let's match, bump up those ends. We're nesting the seams. That's what this is called, nesting the seams. When you're bumping those folds next to each other. We'll take a look at the result of that in a moment here. Okey-doke. Next up. All right, fold that together. I had to use the seam ripper last night. I sewed one of these in the wrong direction. That was a bummer. Although it is kind of fun to use the seam ripper, actually. I do think it's kind of fun. All right, we have one more. And then we will sew on the next column. So like I said, we're chain piecing, so we're doing one after the other in a row. So it ends up being like a chain, like we have a chain of them stuck together here. You'll be surprised at how quickly you can sew by just chain piecing these together. Dawn says she loves her seam ripper. I would love to get one of those super fancy seam rippers sometime. Like people will turn like wood, do wood seam ripper, like with the pretty wood handle. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. I think I would feel fancy by having a fancy seam ripper. Let's say it that way. All right. So yeah, look at that. Our seam. That's just a perfect little point. All 4 of these points match up just perfectly. And that came from nesting those seams together, like bumping. We're literally bumping those folds so they're right up against each other. Doing that, and we held it in place with a clip. Doing that gave us a perfect seam there. Let's see how we did on these other ones. Much better than last night. That's perfect too. Last night we were kind of all over the place, and that is because, perfect. It's because our seams were pressed in the same direction. So this one went that way, and the one underneath went that way as well. Whereas now it's going that way. That leads to not great seams matching up, but dang, we did a good job. All right, let's get the next column on here. We're starting to see like all these the grid kind of develop here. All right, here's the column 4. Shoop, right sides together. And now here we have a couple spots that are matching up. So we have this one here, bumping those seams together. And really this next one too. I'm going to see if I can just hold this one in place. Like I can kind of feel it when it's on the ground here. I'm going to just try and do it without the clip. We'll see. All right, remove that clip. This is my stiletto, kind of acts as a pin and like another little finger I can get right in there. Okay, and these feel together. It feels like those folds are up against each other. All right, I think we did okay. Let's now clip off that last 3 column one. That looks good too. All right. Let's get a 4 columner. Oh yeah, let's match up that seam. Try and get this second one. So soon we'll have 3 of these seams to deal with. Then I might get another clip out. Hey, Lydia. All right, and now to the end. All right, 2 more on these, and gosh, then we can kind of see. I do want to at least get these 4 segments done, because then we can see we can have a peek at what this block is going to look like, because it'll be far enough that we can kind of lay it out. I really, really want to get that far tonight. Oh, we got 10 minutes yet. We can do it. For sure. For sure, we can do it. All right, this one felt weird for a second, but I think we're fine. I think it was in my head. All right, so let's want to get those seams matched up. All right, I can feel that. And then the rest of the way. All right, one more here. Zoop. All right, let's clip that first one. Ooh, these are kind of a little far off. I probably just sewed it a little, like, not perfectly, so I'm gonna hold those two in place and hopefully I can get those two seams to match up still. I'm gonna have to get another clip out, I think, for the next round. I think I have one laying around here somewhere. It ran off on me. Oh, I see it. Here we go. All right, let's clip all these off. We're gonna be on our last round of chain piecing now. Let's see how we did on this though, matching those seams again. Oh yeah, those are two pretty good looking, All right. Hey, you guys, I am back here. I don't know what happened. We conked out on Facebook Live, so I'm popping back on because I do actually really want to finish this. So hopefully you guys come back on here as well, and we will finish this up. So I'm going to just keep going. It's the same old here, but okay, good. I see you guys popping back in. We just straight conked out. I don't know what happened at all, so hopefully we're okay now. I will edit it together for the YouTube video, so if you're watching the YouTube replay, then hopefully you didn't get the conk out. All right, I'm just matching these seams here. So this is our last row here. All right, I'm seeing all y'all again. Hopefully this is working. Hopefully you can hear me. Adventures in Live Land again. All right, hey Sylvia, hey Bonnie. Okay, good. Hey Terry, all right, I'm not alone here. Yeah, everything just straight went away. So sorry about that, guys. Hopefully this sticks around for a little bit longer. All I want to do is see what this looks like. I know. Oh yeah, Catherine, good. I wanted to see it together. Yep, me too. I'm like, I gotta try and get back on here. All right, so good. So hopefully we can get this. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Usually I get some sort of warning like your phone is overheated or something, but this time it just decided it was done. So I don't know. It also looked like Facebook did a new update, so I don't know, maybe they're limiting streaming time. Who knows? I don't know. It's all just a big crazy town. All right, well, I'm now clipping more than one, just because I'm trying to keep all of these little seams together, and now this last one I just gotta kind of try and do by feel. And you can actually feel it with those two bits going together. Oh, I'm blurry now. It'll probably get unblurry after a few moments here, hopefully. I think sometimes when it starts up, it might be a little bit blurry. All right, I have two more, you guys. Then I want to press them really quickly and see what it looks like. Oh, yours was off this morning, Noling. Yeah, I know. I mean, like, it's so hard to know what's going on. I mean, like, it was ever easy to know what was going on, but now so many people are streaming, so many people are watching stuff that, it's just, I think the whole internet is just, we're finding out the limits, I think, of everything, really, honestly. So some decisions have to be made after all of this shenanigans, I think, really. Okay, last piece. And then I will press this and we will see what it looks like. So I don't remember what way we press it. Oh wait, I think away from the D piece, which is our tallest piece. So I'll press everything away. And then I just want to lay this out quickly. I won't take more time since it is getting late. I won't take more time to sew it all. That'll be, you know, another half hour or so. So I won't do that tonight, but we'll get it all set up for tomorrow. But I want to see it. I want to see what this looks like. All right, that's it. Let's get a leader in here. Yay! All right, let's press. Press, press, press. Oh, Robin says that her internet messes up every 5 times that she tries to do everything. Yeah, it's been overloaded, that's for sure. All right, get the iron in here again. I think it's still hot. I want a super speed press. I also actually need the red piece for the middle. So where did those go? I thought I'd move them. Yarg. Little pink piece, where are you? Oh, here they are, buried. So let's grab one of these right away too. Oh, Christy's watching DVDs again, nice. All right, let's get that piece. It's got half a bunny head on it. All right, getting ahead of myself, let's press this first. What I'm excited, I wanna see what this looks like next to the other one. And obviously we're not done, but I think this is kind of the first moment we can kind of get a glimpse of what this might look like. Fun, fun. Oh my gosh, our points line up so much better than last night. So much better. Oh, did I not separate those two? Sheesh. Getting all ahead of myself, skipping steps here. Okay, pressing away from that largest piece. Get it from the front. Was the squirrel our last piece? Oh no, that's right, we have one more. Like, I didn't think that squirrel was the last one, but I forgot we haven't put in our final one that has the 6 pieces in. That happens later. Thought I messed up there. Oh, I'm excited. So all of these seams that we sewed a little bit more on, that is all going to get cut off later. So we don't have to worry about any of these little extra stitch lines that we did. It's actually going to look like that. All right, one more of these, and then we can kind of lay it out. All right. Oh, this is that goofy one that I sewed kind of funny too. I don't think I think that part gets cut off. Yeah, this little goofy part, that's gonna get cut off, so I'm not gonna even bother unstitching that. Sewing machine ate my fabric a little bit there. All right, you guys, let's lay this out. So this will go here. And now this is where these other pieces come in. Let's put it like that. I'm gonna get you guys a little bit higher up so you can see this. Wow, this is gonna look so different from the other one. I'm actually gonna rotate it. Let's do it so it looks like a square right away, because that's ultimately how this is gonna look. Oh, it's so fun! Ugh, I love this project. Look how cool this one. It's so different than the other one too. So wait a moment and I will get the other one next to us here. Get those teals on the outside. Okay, these two guys. Oh, it's so cool. All right, I'm totally loving this project. So look, that's going to be the next one. Look how different it is from the first one here. Let's get a little higher up. Here, let me just go this way. but it has a completely different look, doesn't it? It's just so much dark. It's almost ombre. It almost goes from dark to light into the middle there. So totally different. So the one thing that's we keep consistent is they're all going to have that red in the middle, and they all have the teal on the outside. And actually, we kind of took a look at this last night. All of the blocks of the quilts will also have a border of the teal. So there's actually going to be more kind of teal in the middle as well. So there'll be a little separation, and then the blocks will be apart. Oh, they are all going to look so different. I am so excited for this quilt. Oh, it looks woven. Yeah, it totally does, Tracy, doesn't it? I just love how different this one is from this, and every single one is gonna feel different, and they're all gonna just look so pretty together. So again, here's the example one. Each one of these just feels like a totally different patchworky type block, and we're getting that same effect here. I'm loving it. All right, you guys. I think we'll call it a night there. We will sew this together tomorrow for sure. And we'll finish it. Let's cut it down. I think that was nice that we trimmed this one down yesterday. So we actually sew it together like this. Then you rotate it and trim down the edges. I think let's just continue to do that. It looks so much more finished having them cut down. So we will sew this one together. We will trim off all those edges. I think we'll have enough time to start another one as well. So that'll be great. Like I said, I'd love to get at least 3 of these done this week. Really get going on it. So, all right, I'm going to flip you guys around. All right, I love this so much. Here's one of our little triangles. Oh, this is just going to be so fun. So again, here's last night. We will trim it down like this. I'm surprised. I thought it was going to be a bit darker feeling in total too, but I think those last little bits kind of lit it up a little bit. I'm stoked. This is just such a fun project. So you guys, there's a link to this project below if you do want to join in on this. I mean, all we've done is cut out strips so far. We've just kind of started the sewing process, so there's tons of time to catch up for sure. I think it's like a $6 pattern on the All People Quilt website, so not bad at all for a nice fun project while you are all sitting at home. I'm stoked. So we will work on this till the end of the week, and then next week we will be working on the Splendid Sampler 2 quilt-along again. Each week we're doing a different thing, and it's Granny Square Quilt Week this week. So awesome, you guys. I will get this up on YouTube, and thanks for joining me again after we had that Facebook fluke. I will see you tomorrow. Good night.